The Pyramid 24 tune is an absolute blast if you love found footage horror that actually commits to the premise and then straps you into the ride like, cool. Now breathe through this paper straw while we sprint into ancient chaos. This story takes a killer setup, mixes it with archaeology, modern tech, and Egyptian mythology, and turns it into a fast, intense, wildly entertaining descent that just keeps leveling up. It is the kind of movie where you start out thinking, oh, this is going to be a neat discovery story, and then 10 minutes later you are whispering, why did they build this like a nightmare IKEA, while your popcorn is slowly turning into a stress ball. Right away, the hook is irresistible. A three-sided pyramid buried deep in the desert. Satellite scans showing something huge under the sand. A legit archaeology team that feels smart, capable, and professional, with a father-daughter dynamic at the center that gives the whole mission heart. It is not random tourists wandering into trouble. It is a real expedition with real tools, real planning, and that one unbeatable human trait that powers every great adventure movie: curiosity. The script makes you feel the excitement of discovery before it even turns scary, and that is a huge win because it builds suspense on top of genuine wonder. And can we talk about the tech? I loved it. The Rover Shorty is the perfect nerd flex. 6 wheels, that Rover-style suspension, real-time feeds, and the crew treating it like the most expensive GoPro buddy on earth. Shorty is basically your adorable metal scout who bravely rolls into places that scream, "Do not enter." And the movie uses that perspective in such a fun way. It is a smart storytelling tool because it gives you information, it gives you tension, and it makes the footage feel grounded. You are watching the feed like you are a part of the team, trying to interpret shadows, shapes, and movement before the characters do. The documentary framing also works beautifully here. The camera is not just a gimmick, it makes sense. These are professionals documenting a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, and the script keeps finding logical reasons for the footage to keep rolling. That makes the whole experience feel immediate. You are not watching a polished Hollywood view of danger. You are watching the, oh my god, this is happening right now, view. It pulls you in and keeps you locked. Once the team goes inside, this turns into a masterclass in claustrophobic adventure horror. The pyramid is basically a labyrinth with attitude. Tight corridors, sudden turns, chambers that feel older than time, and the constant sense that the place has rules you do not understand. The script is great at keeping the group moving forward with that perfect momentum of, we need to keep going because stopping here feels worse. That forward push is the engine of the tension. It is a descent where every choice feels urgent and the environment itself becomes part of the threat. What really elevates it, though, is how hard it leans into Egyptian mythology. This is not just spooky hieroglyphs for decoration. The script treats the history with love. The symbols Osiris, the Book of the Dead, the weighing of the heart against Ma'at, the idea of judgment in the afterlife, it all feels integrated. Like the pyramid is not merely a scary place. It is a designed place, built with intention and meaning. Every carving feels like a warning. Every chamber feels like it serves a purpose. When the story starts connecting what they are seeing to the concept of final judgment, it becomes insanely compelling because suddenly the danger is not random. It feels inevitable, ancient, and personal. The setting is also just fantastic. A buried pyramid already feels like forbidden knowledge, but a three-sided one feels like a glitch in history. It makes you instantly curious. Why is it shaped like that? Who built it? Why is it hidden? And then once you are inside, the visuals and layout tap in to that universal fear of getting lost underground. It is the perfect environment for found footage because every flashlight beam matters. Every echo matters. Every corner feels like a question. It is like the pyramid is daring you to understand it while actively refusing to let you. Now, let's talk about how the script handles the threat, because it nails the vibe. This is the kind of monster storytelling that understands tension. You do not need constant full reveals. You need presence. You need movement. You need the feeling that you are being hunted in a place you cannot escape. The Guardian's concept, tied to ancient beliefs, makes the danger feel mythic instead of random. It gives the fear a theme. It is not something is chasing you in a generic way. It is you are trespassing in a sacred system with consequences. That is so much more effective because it makes the pyramid feel alive, like it is doing what it was built to do. I also love how the script keeps the group dynamic feeling real. Under pressure, people do not speak like movie characters. They speak like humans. You get stress, panic, quick decisions, teamwork, and those little moments where someone says something that is so honest, you can hear it in your own voice if you were down there. That realism is huge because it makes the danger feel closer. You believe these reactions. You believe the fear. And because you believe them, you feel it too. The father-daughter angle adds a strong emotional spine. It brings warmth and meaning to the expedition beyond the footage. It makes the mission about legacy, knowledge, and the drive to understand history, even when history bites back. That emotional layer matters because it gives the tension weight. You are not just hoping characters survive because it is polite. You are invested. The pacing is one of my favorite parts. It starts with discovery and professional excitement, then it shifts into urgency with the evacuation order, and then it drops into full survival mode. It is a smooth escalation. The script tightens the screws and keeps tightening them, and it never loses the core appeal, which is a hidden pyramid, a mission, and a descent into something humanity was clearly not supposed to open. It keeps the pressure high without feeling messy, and that is exactly what you want from this kind of movie. Another thing the script does really well is suspense through information. You are constantly learning. A symbol here, a clue there, a new chamber that changes your understanding of the place. That drip feed of discovery is addictive. It makes you want the next room, the next sign, the next piece of the puzzle. Even when you are scared, you are curious. That combination is magic for a thriller, and because it is found footage, the tension feels personal. There is no comforting score telling you when to relax. There is no perfect framing. There is just footage, breathing, footsteps, and the sense that something is close. It creates that primal, I should not be here, feeling that the best survival horror stories chase. The pyramid becomes a pressure cooker, and the movie keeps turning up the heat. The mythology layer also gives the film a bigger identity. It makes it stand out in the found footage space because it is not just people trapped somewhere. It is people trapped in a place with a spiritual logic and ancient rules. That is a delicious concept because it gives every scare a sense of meaning. The fear is not just physical, it is moral, it is cosmic, it is judgment. And that is why it sticks. Even the simple idea of the heart being weighed is such a powerful hook for a horror story. It is not only scary, it is fascinating. It makes you think while you are sweating. The script uses those ideas to make the pyramid feel like a test as much as a trap. A trial you did not sign up for, administered by a civilization that wrote the rulebook thousands of years ago. If you are into archaeology mysteries, survival horror energy, and mythology-driven dread, the pyramid is a straight-up crowd pleaser. It is intense, creative, and ridiculously watchable. It gives you the thrill of discovery, the panic of being trapped, the fascination of ancient lore, and the rush of a story that keeps moving. It is a great watch with friends movie because you will be talking to the screen the whole time. Do not go there. Why would you touch that? Shorty, you are a legend. That kind of energy. So yeah, I am super bullish on this one. It is exactly what it promises, and then it adds extra flavor with mythology and setting. If you want a found footage adventure that feels different, that feels ancient and modern at the same time, and that delivers constant tension with a strong concept behind it, you should absolutely put this on your list. Score 8.5 out of 10. Verdict: must watch.